Kathy and Joe. Could you just tell me a little bit about your organisation? Just say what it is and where it came from, how it originated.
We're called the UNTHANK Family Centre.
Mm-hmm.
We're a social enterprise, started last June, following us and our staff group being made redundant from within the local authority. So we're a non-profit making organisation offering direct work, therapeutic parenting interventions, assessments and training to the children's workforce.
Great, thank you. And who commissions you? Who asks you to do work?
We have quite a few commissions directly from the local authority, from specific teams. We have commissions from CAFCAS, and we're currently working with 2 schools.
Oh, that's great, thank you. So you're going to tell me first of all about some of the work you were doing relating to supervision in schools. Kathy?
Well, we're offering supervision in both the schools that we're working in slightly different ways. In one school we're offering supervision to the pastoral support team as a group, in a group setting, and in the other school to specific members of staff who have opted for that, which has been a really positive experience.
And how did that work come about? Who asked you to do it?
The head teachers in both of the schools identified that it was a need that they couldn't meet, and asked us to do that.
Right. So what was it happening in the school that asked the head teacher to ask you to provide additional supervision, which wouldn't be the normal practice in school other than managerial meetings?
I think it was. It came from the head teachers knowing the work that we were doing and being curious about that. So they'd already asked us to be involved doing some direct work with the families. And through that and through conversations they could see that supervision that we were receiving was helpful to us and asked us about the process. They were identifying that their staff were feeling full up and feeling that they didn't have the capacity to think about the children in a way that perhaps the head thought would be helpful. So it's partly a staff welfare issue and partly trying to support the work with the children in a slightly different way.
Right. And what are you finding from offering that supervision? What are you noticing, and what's the head teacher noticing, and what are the classroom teachers noticing?
Well, feedback that we've been getting are comments like, I can think again. People are really valuing the time and talk about it as their special thinking time. It's seen as a bit of a privilege to be able to have that time. What I'm noticing is that people are more able to think about children and their context in a slightly different way rather than the day-to-day presentation of behavioural difficulties in the classroom. They're then able to think about why that's happening and what they might be able to do about that. And generally the supervisees, if you like, are saying they feel better and more able to address those issues rather than just being ground down by their repetition.
And have you got any feedback at all about how this impacts upon the children themselves?
I haven't had any direct feedback from them. We've only been doing it since November last year, so it's early days. But we have had feedback about changes in processes in the schools when people have been thinking about possibly child protection issues, who's dealing with them, whose responsibilities those are, and to be able to think more clearly about how they can be dealt with in the school.
Right. That's really helpful. Thank you.